The significant damage from that apparent tornado in Slidell's French Branch area.
Chris Welty has been on the North Shore all day. He joins us live with the latest. Chris.
Liz, Meg, yeah, people in this subdivision, they are beginning to survey the damage. It's quite extensive. Take a look at this home. When this potential tornado passed through this subdivision, it ripped the bricks off of the front of this home. There's extensive roof damage, multiple trees down, windows blown out, and this isn't even the worst of the damage. Flip across the street, you can see more trees down, and take a look at this. You can see the interior of this home, whether it was a playroom or attic space. You see those children's toys just sort of scattered and tossed around. The whole roof, it looks like it just slid down the front of the house. Quite extensive damage. Now, about say maybe 30 minutes ago or so, we talked with the homeowner. She teaches at St. Michael's in New Orleans. She was just getting home and was able to see the damage. Her husband and son were inside. They heard the rumble. They were upstairs. They were able to get downstairs as quickly as possible and get to that safe space as this potential tornado passed through this subdivision. We keep saying potential because it has yet to be confirmed. And you can see they're walking through the yard right now, picking up some of those personal belongings, anything that they can salvage. Right now, power crews, they are working this area. They are chopping down any type of tree limbs that are on power lines, and in some cases whole trees that fell and snapped power poles. They're working to clear those so they can begin the process of beginning to restore power to the subdivision. At this time, there's no timetable on when power will be restored, but I want you to take a look at this as well. We talked with this homeowner here on the corner. He served in the Army, and he says that he'd much rather be serving overseas than ride out a potential tornado again. His home, a tree went through his garage. The roof of his garage started to cave in. He says that he has water bubbling up around his foundation. He doesn't know what's causing that potential leak and that water to bubble around his property. And the ditches here, they filled up so quickly. We had really intense rain, and he says that as that water was rushing underneath his driveway and the culverts, it actually broke his driveway. Take a look at this. You can see the concrete, how it just sunk in, the power of the water, and you can see some of that water that we were talking about bubbling right here by the meter, what may have been a sprinkler system. But he says, yes, the damage here at his home is quite bad, but whenever he walked outside and he saw his neighbor's home, take a look at this, his neighbor's home, the whole roof exposed, he just felt immediately heartbroken and devastated for his neighbor that they are having to deal with this. I mean, just extensive damage.
Chris, if you can hear
us. The hot
us.
Water heater, the insulation. Yeah, I can hear you.
You know, I think that kind of puts it into perspective of just how scary of a situation this is to have an Army veteran say he would rather be serving overseas than go through another, what we believe may have been a tornado. That kind of puts it into perspective of just what fear must have been going through his mind today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he tells me he was terrified as this potential tornado was passing through. He's rode out multiple hurricanes at his home. He says he never wants to experience another tornado again. He much rather serve overseas and serve his country than to deal with something like this. Of course, as this tornado was passing through, he was also thinking about his girls and his wife and making sure that they were all in their safe space. And as we're walking, you can see that hole that we were talking about in his garage and how it started to cave in. His boathouse also collapsed. So the cleanup process will definitely take some time. The gentleman that we talked with, he is in the process of trying to get his car out of the garage and down his driveway, and work his way to a hardware store that might be open so he can get another generator to hopefully have power tonight for his family. But just a really heartbreaking situation. So many people are dealing with cleaning up now here in St. Tammany Parish. Reporting live in Slidell, Chris Welty, Fox 8 Local First.